Let me ask you something that might feel a little personal. Have you ever had a moment with a man where everything felt electric, where the connection was strong, the passion was real, and the energy between you was almost impossible to ignore? But then somehow he started to fade away. He didn't call. He didn't chase after you. He didn't even seem to remember how powerful that moment was between you both. It's confusing, isn't it? Because to you, it felt real. You gave a part of yourself to him in a deep and personal way, and it seemed like it should have meant something more. Here's the real truth. Men don't remember every time they sleep with someone, but they never forget the time a woman made them feel something deeper during that moment. And that's what this message is all about. I'm not here to teach you some over-the-top bedroom trick or tell you to do some wild moves to impress him. That's not what keeps a man hooked on you. What really makes him want you, what makes him think of you long after the moment ends, is something much stronger. It's about how you make him feel. It's about making him feel truly seen, deeply desired, and emotionally connected to you during those moments of intimacy. The technique we're talking about today has nothing to do with how your body looks. It's about your energy, your confidence, and your presence. Today, I'm giving you 5 unforgettable ways to become the woman he can't stop thinking about, the one he silently compares all other experiences to. If you've ever wanted your love life to feel not just satisfying, but magnetic, stay with me, because this is the kind of connection that changes everything. Let's start with something simple but often overlooked: anticipation. Most women don't realize just how powerful anticipation really is. They think intimacy begins when the clothes come off or when the lights are turned down. But the truth is, the most memorable experiences begin way before that. They start with how you carry yourself, the way you talk to him, the way you build up the moment before anything physical even begins. A man doesn't remember every night he shares with someone, but he'll always remember the woman who made him wait, the one who let things build slowly and with intention. Every second feels like it's moving towards something exciting, something just out of reach. That slow burn of energy, that's what stays with him. That's what makes him crave more. You might casually touch him in passing, letting your fingers briefly slide across his back before walking away. You might send him a playful message in the middle of the day, hinting at what you want to do later, but not saying it outright. Or you might pull him in for a kiss that lasts just long enough to make his heart race, then pull back with a knowing smile. These small moments are incredibly powerful. They build tension, the good kind. And most people rush into the physical because they're afraid the spark might fade if they wait too long. But that kind of thinking comes from fear. A woman who truly understands her sensuality doesn't rush. She doesn't worry. She knows that desire grows stronger in the waiting, in the silence, in the mystery. She knows that the space between moments is where the magic happens. When you take your time, you're not just teasing him, you're letting him notice you. You're giving him the chance to admire your expressions, your confidence, your calm energy. You're letting him feel your presence, not just your body. That is unforgettable. That is rare. That is something most men never experience. So the next time you're tempted to move too quickly, take a breath. Look at him, smile. Let there be a pause. Let there be quiet. Let him come closer, not because you owe him something, but because he can't resist the connection building between you. And when you finally do give yourself to him, it won't just be another night. It'll be a memory that lives inside him, because when you make love like that, it's not something he can forget. It's something that becomes a part of him. And now let's talk about something even more powerful: leading. There's something deeply attractive about a woman who knows how to take the lead in a soft, confident way. Not loudly, not aggressively, but with that quiet confidence that says, I know what I want and I'm not afraid of it. Most of us grew up hearing that the man should lead everything in the bedroom, the first move, the kiss, the rhythm, the pace. But let me tell you something men rarely say out loud. They love it when a woman gently takes control of the moment, not because they want to give up their power, but because it shows her confidence. It shows that she's not just there for him, she's there for herself too. And that's incredibly sexy. There's a shift that happens when you stop waiting for him to lead and start bringing your own energy into the moment. It might be as simple as moving his hand to where you want it, slowing things down, guiding his face toward yours for a kiss that says, "Let me show you what I like." That's not just a turn on, it's a release for him. He no longer feels like he has to perform or play a role. He gets to connect with you. Because when a woman leads, not with control, but with her natural feminine energy, she invites him into her world. She tells him, without using words, "This is our moment, and I'm fully here for it." You don't have to plan every second. In fact, subtle actions are often the most powerful. Maybe you gently push him back when he starts to stand. Maybe you climb on top of him, not to show off, but because that's where you feel most connected. Maybe you guide his hands to your waist and let him feel your energy there. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to ask for permission. You just move. You just feel. And he'll follow. He'll feel that shift in you. And the more you show that confidence, the more he'll rise to meet you. Most men are used to being in control during intimacy. When you flip that dynamic, even for a few moments, it does something to him. He stops seeing you as just another partner. You become the fantasy, the one who brings something different, something emotional, something he didn't even know he was craving. And it's not about overpowering him. It's about claiming your space, owning your pleasure, trusting your body and your instincts, because when a woman owns her desire, when she moves with purpose and passion, she becomes unforgettable. Not because of the things she does to him, but because of what she wakes up inside him. A part of himself he rarely gets to experience, a version of him that's softer, more honest, more emotionally open. So next time you're with him, don't wait. Don't ask. Just feel, just move, just lead. That small shift, that moment where you stop holding back, will stay with him. That's when you become more than just a memory. That's when you become the woman he can't forget. The woman who didn't just give him pleasure, but gave him a piece of her energy, her truth, her presence. And finally, don't underestimate the power of eye contact. It's one of the most intimate, emotionally charged things you can do with someone, and yet it's the one thing many people avoid during sex. And that's understandable. Looking directly into someone's eyes when you're vulnerable, when you're emotionally open, when you're completely seen, it's intense, it's real. It strips away all the walls, all the masks, but that's what makes it unforgettable. Holding eye contact during intimacy is a silent way of saying, "I see you. I'm here. This moment is real." It turns a physical act into an emotional experience. It tells him that you're not hiding, that you're not afraid, that you're open. And when a man sees that, really sees it, it hits him deep. Eye contact is a kind of emotional bridge. It builds trust. It builds presence. It pulls him into the now, into the real moment. And most men never get that. They're used to partners closing their eyes, turning away, disconnecting. But when you look at him, hold his gaze, even for a few seconds, you give him something sacred. You give him presence. You give him you. And that's the moment he'll carry with him, long after the night ends, long after everything else fades. Because that level of intimacy, that honesty, that depth, that's rare. And it's what makes you unforgettable. Because when you meet a man's eyes while making love, even if it's only for a moment, you create something deeper than just a physical moment. You create a memory in his heart that stays whether he realizes it or not. There's a reason why men remember the women who have the courage to look at them during intimacy. It's because that look says things words never could. It tells him, I'm not hiding. I'm here with you. I feel this. I want this. In a world full of noise, fears, and surface-level moments, a woman who keeps eye contact during such a private experience doesn't just touch his body, she touches his soul. You're not just another face, another body, or just an experience. You become the one who truly saw him, and he felt that. There's something powerful about the way two people can speak to each other without making a sound. When your eyes meet his, in that intense moment, it's not about teasing or seduction anymore. It's about honesty. And honesty is rare. Many people are too caught up thinking about how they look, how they sound, or what they think their partner wants, and they miss the moment completely. But a woman who allows herself to truly feel and connect through her eyes becomes a lasting memory in his mind. Not because of some special move, not because of how flexible or skilled she was, but because of the way she looked at him, as if he mattered. And the truth is, you don't need to keep staring into his eyes the whole time. That's not what this is about. It's not a challenge or a performance. It's about those meaningful glances when your eyes say, this is real. I want you. It might happen when he's above you, just beginning to move, or when you're sitting across him, bodies close, and you pause for a second just to breathe him in. It might be during a kiss when you gently pull away, look into his eyes, then kiss him again. These are the moments that leave a mark. These are the moments he remembers. Yes, it can feel a little scary. You might worry about your appearance or feel like you're showing too much, but that openness, that willingness to be seen is your true power. Because you're not hiding, you're not pretending, you're present. And when a woman is fully there in that moment, not hiding, not pretending, she becomes powerful in the most beautiful way. Men don't just want sex, they want to feel a real bond. They want to feel chosen. And when your eyes connect with his during that heat, he doesn't just feel it in his body, he feels it in his breath, his chest, his heart. So next time things are getting intense, don't look away. Don't hide behind your hair or shut your eyes too fast. Let him see you, even just for a second. Let him feel you through your eyes. Because in that quiet, powerful moment when nothing is said but everything is felt, you create something that stays with him. That's the moment that says this means more than just sex. And no matter what happens after, he won't forget it. He may not remember the music that played or all the details of what followed, but your eyes, that deep moment where you were completely honest and vulnerable, will stay in his memory. That kind of moment never fades. A lot of women grow up learning to stay quiet during intimacy, to let the silence do the talking, to avoid saying too much in case it ruins the mood. But here's the truth. Words can be powerful. Not just the sexy kind, though those have their place, but words that come from a deeper place. Words that show how you really feel, not just what you want to do, but what you're feeling with him. Most men don't often hear how good they make a woman feel. They're used to jokes about performance, pressure to impress, and the expectation to just know what to do. But what they don't hear enough is a woman honestly saying how much she wants him, appreciates him, or enjoys the moment. That's why something as simple as, "You feel so good," or "I love how you touch me," hits harder than any line from a movie, because it's real, and it tells him he's doing something right. Men want to feel wanted, yes, but they also want to feel like they're making you feel good. They want to know they're connecting with you in a way that matters. This doesn't mean you have to talk the whole time or say something every minute. It's not about talking to fill the silence. It's about picking just the right moments when your bodies are close, when the energy is rising, when his breath is near your skin, and letting your voice match that moment. It could be something soft and sweet like, "I've missed this," or something playful, "You're not escaping me tonight," or something deep and tender, like, I feel so close to you right now. Whatever you say, let it come from the truth of how you feel. Let it be your own voice. This matters because men, whether they show it or not, are just as emotionally open during sex. And the right words said at the right moment can go straight to his heart. Not just about what your body is doing, but how your heart is reacting. And that's what he remembers. That's what stays with him. That's what makes the moment something more than just physical. Don't be afraid to try different things. Be sweet, then bold. Be soft, then teasing. You don't have to perform or act. You just have to be real. A woman who speaks from her heart, especially when she feels vulnerable, becomes unforgettable. Not just for being sexy, not just for being beautiful, but for being real. The kind of woman who doesn't just turn him on, she brings him to life. The kind of woman who turns intimacy into a real experience, something he remembers, something that feels personal. And your words don't have to sound perfect. They don't need to be poetic. In fact, it's better if they don't sound rehearsed. They should feel like they slipped out because you were so caught up in the moment. That's what touches him. That's what plays back in his head later when he's alone, thinking about you. Not just your looks or how you moved, but the way your voice changed when you whispered, I don't want this to stop. So speak. Let your voice carry your feelings. Let him hear how much you're enjoying him, not just with your body, but with your heart. Because a woman who's brave enough to say what she feels out loud becomes unforgettable. Not just for the words, but for how deeply he felt every one of them. Many people think the big moment, the climax, is what matters most, the final burst, the fireworks. But what if the most powerful part of the whole experience is what comes right after? That moment when the rush is over, the bodies are still, and the energy starts to calm down. That's when true closeness can grow. That's the space where real intimacy forms or fades away. Yet that moment is often ignored. Most people think once it's over, it's time to move on, to clean up, check messages, or fall asleep. But if you want to be the woman he keeps thinking about, if you want to stay on his mind long after the night is over, then it's the moment after that holds the real magic. What happens after intimacy is where the connection deepens. It's where he stops performing and starts simply being. It's where you stop being just someone he wanted and start becoming someone he feels bonded to. And it doesn't take anything big. No long conversations or fancy words. It can be as simple as laying your head on his chest, touching his skin gently, giving him a soft kiss on the shoulder. These small things say, I'm still here. I didn't just give you my body, I gave you my presence. And most men aren't used to this. They're used to women pulling away, turning over, or acting distant when it's done. So when you stay close, when you stay in the moment, you create something rare. You make him feel safe. You make him feel held. And whether he says it or not, that feeling is just as important to him as anything physical. When you show affection after, it tells him this wasn't just about pleasure, it was shared. It meant something. And that's what makes a man feel emotionally connected, not just excited or impressed, but truly close to you. And that kind of connection, that's the feeling he'll want again and again. That's what he'll search for when he's lying in his bed late at night, feeling a little lonely, trying to figure out why everything else feels empty in comparison. So the next time the fire between you fades a little, don't pull away. Instead, sink into the quiet. Let your body remain close to his. Let your fingers wander, not in a sexual way, but gently, lovingly. Let your energy say this still matters. And if any words rise up, let them be soft and real. That felt incredible. I love how peaceful I feel with you. I'm so glad we're sharing this moment. Nothing has to be over the top, just present, calm, and true. Because men don't only remember the high points, they remember the calm that followed, They remember how it felt to lie beside someone who didn't check out emotionally the second it was over. They remember the comfort of your skin, the quiet rhythm of your breathing, the way your body leaned into his without needing anything more than closeness. That's what makes him feel like you're not just a partner in physical passion, but a partner in emotional connection. This is the part most people overlook. What happens afterward matters just as much, sometimes even more than what happened during. The women who stay in a man's memory aren't just physically skilled. They are emotionally present. They know that real intimacy doesn't stop at the climax. It grows deeper. It stretches further. It stays with him. And when you give a man that kind of peaceful closeness, that presence after the heat, he won't just want you again. He'll think of you. He'll long for you. Because in a world full of rushed encounters and surface level moments, you offered him something genuine, something solid, something his body might one day forget, but his heart never will. So this is what I hope you hold on to. Making love isn't about putting on a show. It's not about being the wildest, loudest, or most daring woman he's ever had. It's about being the one who made him feel something deep and real, the one who slowed everything down just enough to stir his senses, the one who took control with certainty and care, the one who held his gaze and was fully there, the one who wasn't shy to express her needs, and the one who didn't disappear once it ended, but stayed and held the space in the peaceful afterglow. That's the kind of connection that sticks with him. Now you know. Because in the end, what makes you unforgettable isn't just the actions you take. It's the energy you bring into those shared moments. It's the way you make him feel accepted, wanted, and truly seen. That blend of emotional and physical connection, that's what transforms a moment into something unforgettable. That's what makes him yearn for more, not just your body, but your presence. So if you're ready to be that kind of woman, if you want to go deeper into intimacy, embrace your sensuality, and become someone who draws him in with presence alone, begin with something small. Choose one of these small changes and try it the next time you're with him. Don't stress over it. Just let yourself feel it. And if this message connected with something inside you, I invite you to subscribe, because this space is where we dig deeper. It's where we explore love, connection, attraction, and becoming the kind of woman who doesn't just get noticed, but who is remembered in the most powerful way. Leave a comment and let me know which of these moments you're excited to try first, and if you've already experienced one, what response did you get? Let's keep this conversation open, because the more we share about true connection, the stronger, more confident we all become.